Well, since the worst games of 2019 are done, I suppose I should just get right into the best games of 2009. Oh. So, 2019 and 2020 kind of got away from me for a bit there, but it's 2021, so new year, new whatever. I'm going to try to keep on top of these for now. So, without further ado, well, a little bit more ado, this is the top 10 best games of 2019.
Jared, what about the top 10 best games of 2019? I tried. I couldn't come up with 10. I forced my way to like 7, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Pro Jared. The 2019 might have been a pretty crappy year for you, in like legal ways, but, I understand. However, I was able to go and find some like a good list of decent games of 2019 to the point where I found some notable notables. So before I get into my list, here are 4 games that could have made it on the list. If I've done a top 15, they would definitely be on, like, not necessarily the bottom 5, but these are games that I have not been able to play yet. I have not seen much. I have not went and researched as much as I should have. So these are games that should probably be on the list, but I can't say much about it. A Plague Tale. That's the one where you're a plague doctor, and it's voiced by Jim Sterling. That's all I know about that game. I want to play it. It's on the PlayStation Now streaming service. At least I think it's still there. I haven't had the money to load that back up, but when I do, I'm going to play it, and I'm going to do a playthrough, and I'll give my actual thoughts on it. Bloodstained is another one that I heard of while I was looking up games. I know even less about this game, but it looks good. It's another game I plan on checking out when I get the money. Control also looks like a pretty solid game. I'm actually really want to play this game. And from what I've read and heard about, it's probably going to be up there on the top. Same thing with the Jedi Fallen Order. This flew under my radar. It was on 2 people's top 10 list. So I don't know why Pro Jared didn't find that. So I'm enough ranting about Pro Jared because it's whatever. I'm not like condemning him. I'm not saying like he's a bad reviewer. He had a really rough year. He had went silent, like radio silence for like 6 months. And when he came back, he looked exhausted. Like someone just took him and put him through a ringer and like drained all the emotions out of him, brought in a Dementor, and then just like whipped him a few times. He was not good, so I'm glad you're back up and running again, Pro Jared, and back to your old self. I've been enjoying watching your content, and keep doing the good work, man. I'm behind you at least 95%. 10. This video is not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. However, this video does think that Raid Shadow Legends deserve a spot on the top 10 list. Yeah, I don't really like the term gotcha games. It's like, haha, gotcha! No, it's not like that. And yes, it is a watered down, like, loot box, but the loot boxing part is a part of the game. You earn scrolls, or what was it in this game? I can't remember. But it's like you summon monsters and you get a random monster, and usually they have a rating system like 1 star to 5 stars. 5 star being it's already coming really good and it's like the rarest one, while like 1 star is it's a very common monster and the skills aren't really that good, and they're more for just helping you upgrading your other monsters. I kind of like that system, but I've been trying to play all these other ones. Like, I love Skylanders, but the Skylanders mobile game, I can't invest my time in, just like with Raid Shadow Legends, but it's because I have Summoner's War that I'm spending a lot of my time and attention on. Like, just the random grinding. I'm already, like, deep into that game, which the series will be coming back to my channel soon. But, it's just the reason why this is number 10, even though it's really good graphics, really solid characters. It's the same old, same old. I would love it if there was something new to the table. But it's the same thing over and over again. And I like it. It is a good game, but I cannot invest my time in it because my time is in Summoner's War. And I hate that that's brought this down the list, but that is what happens. And this is my opinion. Let me know what number you would put at in the subscriptions down below. 9. We went back. Oh, this was a kick from out of left field in the blue. My, you look beautiful. I was about to ask you what you did with your skin because I couldn't find it. That was a really, really well done game, and I hope the developers continue developing games like this. If you don't know, because this was a small game, it flew under a lot of people's radar, but that's because it was a indie game. And not many people have played it, but I'm glad I did. It's one of those games where I decided to do a video on it, not because of like, oh, hey, a YouTuber hasn't done this yet. It was more of a, hey, here's a new game. It just came out. I mean, like, I think I caught it, like, when it was a week new. And I decided to play it, and I'm glad I did. Because I caught a bug. A almost game-breaking bug. What? I went to the developers and like, hey, I'm glad I was recording because I caught this. Here's the clip from my video. What do you guys think about it? And they replied saying, hey, thank you for finding this. It's a common issue and we have not figured out what's going on. But from seeing your video, we could tell that it's a track issue. Because what happened is, like, I click on the door and it's supposed to like open the door and the game's supposed to like lead you through a track, which is supposed to be like in the middle, and you just like move through the door. But what was going on, sometimes it thought that the track was going to lead you through the wall or something along those lines. Coders know what I'm talking about. So, and it was an easy fix. It was an easy fix to a game-breaking bug that people were experiencing that they couldn't figure out. And I am so glad that I recorded that. And they were able to fix it right away. And this is the main reason why We Went Back is on my list. The developers listened, and it's good. It's to the point where I can't figure out if it's if they used assets or if they used their actual models, but regardless, it was good. It was good for a little bit of thrills. Direction, pretend that didn't happen. More spacesuits. Hey. Now, for this installment, I decided to do something that I know is a taboo to do for top 10s, especially since I had 4 notables. But Magic the Gathering Arena. I know it was released in 2018, but I had already done my 2018 list before I found this game. And to be honest, it didn't really pick up speed and steam until it was like at the beginning of the new year. I think it was released at the third quarter anyway. So I'm using a slide here to talk about it because they did a really good job with Arena. Now, if you don't know, first of all, Magic the Gathering is a tradable card game. Like, it's a physical cards that you can buy. You open up the pack and you get a random 15. Again, yeah, loot box. But that's the design of it. It is a gamble, literally. You think that there was like a huge controversy about loot boxes being gambling? Well, when Pokemon cards came out, that was an issue too. And they're right. It is a gamble. You don't know what cards you're going to get. You might get a rare card that you don't have. You might get a rare card you need. Or you might get Beedrill. For the 10th time. Anyway. So, with Arena, reason why this is on the list, it's not because it's Magic. It's not because it's Magic done right. The amount of graphics and special effects and just the deck building AI is just so spot on. It's so polished of a game. And this is from like decades of playing games from that like is like a Magic the Gathering simulator, or just card games in general that just was not good. And this one, it does not have a story mode. It does not have a campaign mode. It's a versus against real people with real decks, and it's like playing it, you can tell. And the reason why I say that is like it's not fake. It is a legitimate experience, and you don't have to spend money on this. That was my problem with a lot of the old, older games. It's like you had to you spend money on like the physical cards, like a physical pack, but then you would spend the same amount of money on a digital pack. And you would get the same thing, except for the fact that you can't sell these cards. You cannot sell the digital cards. You have to sell your account, really, and that's illegal. So, anyway, I'm ranting on about a year-old game anyway. I'd rather talk about this next game on my list. 7. Okay, so I have a quick question for you guys. How do you feel about fan-made games? How do you feel about fan-made games that are advancing the storyline? I love it. I am okay with it. Especially when they get the blessing from the original developers. So, this next game is a game very close to my heart. The 13th Doll. I wrote a little bit for it. Though, sadly, I'm not in the credits, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. But I bet it's because I wasn't, like, on the team for long. I just jumped on the team, wrote a little bit on the script. I was like, yeah, I could... I really wish I could do some model art for you guys, but I'm not that good at it yet. However, I did study a lot of English, and I know how to edit a paper. So they were like, good! We need help! The main thing was that at the beginning of the doctor's side, there was a huge problem with dialogue. I am really glad they took my suggestions. Basically, the game was aimed towards the fans of the franchise that's already there. And I told them, just like, to be honest, how many new people would be picking up the game? And maybe it's like, for the people that don't know, maybe you can leave, like, newsclapers? For the new people, you could leave newspaper clippings, like, around, like, certain areas that they can read on their time to get caught up on the storyline. And even, like, I found places where they could just sneak in a little dialogue, like Tad in the toy store. They had a clip where Stoff and his wife was talking. At the time, I didn't know it was his wife, because they just labeled her as the woman in white. So that was a nice surprise. So I snuck in a couple lines about the toy store. Certain places I put in, like, talk about, like, Stoff's name. Like, these papers are just, trying to smirch his, good name or something like that.
These articles. Absurd. How could any rational person believe these lies? How could an entire town believe this?
Anyway, I don't want to talk too much about what I contributed, because to be honest, it was very small. The acting was really good. I was expecting something campy, something along the line, like, on the level of the 11th Hour. And the 11th Hour was, like, a fully, like, published game. They had, like, backing on it. But the acting was really campy. It was not solid. But the acting in this game is very smooth. It's very organic.
Oh,
you must be Dr. Richmond. Marcus? Marcus Richmond?
Yes, but please call me Mark. Only my mother called me Marcus.
I'm Nurse Fulmer. Annabelle. Call me Anna.
Very nice to meet you.
I see you found it. That's an authentic Stoff puzzle. They were rare enough when he first created them, but they're even harder to find these days. They were all burned or destroyed.
Stoff. Dr. Thornfield mentioned the name, but didn't say much.
Really? Must not have been much of a tour he gave you.
Let's just say we butted heads a little.
Old Evan has that effect on people.
Well, glad to hear I'm not the only one.
Oh, no. And to tell you the truth, it's nice that the two of you didn't get along. I've only been here a few months, but long enough to know that I didn't always approve of his methods.
so was she behind me the whole time I was solving that one
Dr.
puzzle?
Thornfield's research. It's old and outdated, and I think the patients deserve better.
They do. Thornfield really didn't say much about Stoff?
No, barely even a word.
That's surprising. Virtually every patient here has been affected by that name.
Every single patient.
Really?
I wouldn't even think that's possible.
Stoff was an entrepreneur. built an empire designing dolls, toys, puzzles like that one. Then people started dying. The children who held the dolls, people who played the puzzles. They said the dolls, the toys were cursed, and then blamed Henry Stoff for those deaths.
That's absurd. I mean, that not even possible.
This is an asylum for the mentally insane, remember?
You make a fair point. So whatever happened to Old Stoff?
He built a mansion up north, then vanished. Haven't heard a word from him since.
Well, I'd skip town too if it meant someone was coming after me with torches and pitchforks.
It makes sense. Nonetheless, that's what we're dealing with. You'll hear a myriad of Stoff stories around here.
So, if I play this puzzle, will Stoff's curse get me?
At your own risk, Doctor. At your own risk. I'll leave you be then, before it gets me too.
I like her.
And the puzzles, majority of the puzzles were pretty good, and pretty new and fresh.
Aha! Shit!
But there were some that was like a little meh.
Okay, it's a sliding puzzle.
Little square.
But then on the other hand, there are some really good puzzles that made me really, really think.
Back to the drawing board. 4 individual pieces, all equal.
But for a fan-made game that did not have much funding to do much with it, and that took like 15 years in development due to various like legal issues, and just sorry. And at the time when this started, there was no Kickstarter. This was very well put together and well made, with a little of the not glitches, but like hiccups, like the car animation.
No, Tat, wait!
But it was well done, and the fact that they got Stoff to play his part again. I gotta give you guys applause. That was really well done. I love it. And I've played through the whole game. I haven't got all the endings, but I do want to just go back and do it again to get the other endings and find all the coins and all the names. But really, really, really well done, guys. 6. Alright, I'm going to take a moment and be real with you guys. I like my microphone. This really is really cool. I love it. I really want this game to be number 1. I really do. It had potential to just be up there and be swinging its redacted all over the place with the other big boys, but at least this time it made it up on my list. Well, it kind of did last time. Anyway, for number 6, it's going to have to be Pokemon Sword and Shield. I know a lot of fans are like, oh, why isn't number 1? Can it at least be number 2? It deserves that. And it does. Trust me, it does deserve to be up on high. But with good faith, I can't put it up there. There's a huge reason why. But before I go into all the problems I've had with the game, I'm going to start with what they did right and what I hope they continue to develop on. I'm looking at you, Pokemon Arceus. The wild areas.
Episode. Because there's a lot to explore here, apparently.
Yes, I'm one of the ones that's obsessed with the wild areas. This is the kind of game that I've been wanting since Gen 3. And I know it's like, oh, it was on the Game Boy Advance. It couldn't have done that. Could have done that on the PlayStation. Could have done that on the GameCube. In fact, they almost did. And it could have. With every single Game Boy game, with every single Pokemon game, ever since the 4th gen, it seems like they're like, okay, here's the idea, we're gonna go big, Yay! They could have done better. People have come accustomed for the storyline, mainly since the 3rd gen. But to be honest, if you can't think of a solid storyline, just go with the gym challenges. I mean, that's what worked for Sun and Moon. They changed the gym challenges into just challenges. It's like they knew what you wanted. You wanted to explore the new areas and catch the new Pokemon. But they also needed, levels that you had to get past. Like, a challenge, like, get to a certain level and beat so-and-so in order to advance to the next place. And that's fine. But this story seemed a little shaky. I mean, it's like, you knew where it was going, and that's fine. Because people are smart. People are intelligent. They can see the foreshadowing and other, things in the storyline, and that doesn't make the story bad. The story seemed to be like, oh, here's some story. Oh, no, we're going to pull it back. Oh, here's a little bit of story. Oh, no. So, and it seemed like they were confused on what they thought we wanted with the story. Because throughout the whole gym challenge, it's like, oh, these Pokemon are Dynamaxing right after you completed a gym. But don't worry, the adults have it. The champion is doing his job and using his power to help the people. And there's even a couple times where they say, let us adults handle this, you go continue your gym challenge. And that was fine, but it seemed like there was parts where they wanted you to go and explore the story some. And personally, why couldn't it be an either-or situation? Like, if you want to go do the story, you can go and do the story. Or you can skip it. And I know it's not going to be a case where you can come back later, but maybe it can, do a recap, there'll be, a TV on in one of the houses that you can break into, and you'll, click on the TV, and it'll have a news broadcast recapping what you missed. So, I just think include story, but make it so we can skip it if we really wanted to. Because there's equal amount of people. But then, at the part where you don't want to stop, like the Elite Four, or in this case, the tournament, which I actually kind of like instead of the Elite Four. I'm going to just say that. It would have been cool if, like, you've actually faced all of the challengers, maybe a couple new ones that you've only heard about or you've seen, but not really fought while on your way. But have it like a true tournament style. And you come down and you face against like your rivals before you fight the champion. And then you fight the champion. I liked that. What I didn't like is the constant story intrusion. It's like, the people that you thought was the guards are actually the bad guys. Again. So, and then they had you do this stupid thing where it's like, oh, one of us has the key. You won't find out who. And then he just, like, stands there. Like, ha ha ha. They will never find me if I stare against this wall. It was so dumb. 5. The Outer Worlds. I haven't played this personally. I haven't seen people play it. I thought this was released 5 years ago. Like, 5 years ago, as in, like, 2014. But no, this was released 2019, and it is a pretty solid game, from what I've seen, but, again, I haven't touched it yet. I don't have the money to buy it. But I will investigate that later, and, again, I'll let you know what like my afterthought on it. But it looks like a really solid 3D, like a first-person shooter game that has some really good story to it. It's the kind of first-person shooter that I like. It's like Borderlands, you know? Doom is also a good example. But I really want to play it. Main reason why it's up on here. And same thing with the next one. 4. Apex Legends. Yes, I know it's a free game. I've been busy doing a whole bunch of other stuff. I've actually watched people play this. And dare I say, it might just be a better PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. I don't want to say Fortnite because Fortnite is a different twist with like the whole building up the structures and whatnot. But this looks like a really solid battle royale game. I mean, it has the same issues that all the other ones has, but I think that comes with the nature of a battle royale game. But it looks good. It looks fun. I can't wait to play it. I might live stream it. Who knows? If you'd like to see that, do subscribe. See what I did there? 3. I know people have this on their top 1 lists, and that's fine. I understand it deserves it. But for me, Untitled Goose Game makes number 3. Why is this such a good game? Because it is fun.
Something I should type into Google. How can Goose hat? No. No, I'm taking this. I'm taking this. No. No! No, it's mine! Ah! Leave it alone! Damn it.
It's what games should be. Play as a goose, you go around, fuck with multiple people, mess up their days, and you just have a blast doing it. It's what a game should be. Shouldn't be like balls hard or trying to make a political statement or anything like that. This is a really good game. and I love it. And it's hysterical. And it's well done. And it deserves number 3.
Yes! Now give me the glasses. Bye!
2. This was a pleasant surprise. They actually did a really good job on a sequel to Super Mario Maker. And I love it. I knew what was going to happen, though, with the first Mario Maker. When the Switch comes out, they're going to shut down the servers on the Wii U. And that's... I mean, it's going to happen. They don't have the money or the space to keep servers up for all these other games and systems that no one is going to be playing. Except for apparently PlayStation 3, there's still a lot of people that are mad about that. So, but with Super Mario Maker 2, it's what I say a sequel should be. Take what's great about the first game and add on it. And boy, did they add on it. And they're still adding it. Now you can make an entire world to upload. And have like a bunch of your levels in it. And I love it. This is a really good game. A reason why it's not number 1, though. You can't play the actual core, like play the game, what the game is, unless you have a online subscription. I know why they did that, and it's dumb. With games like this and Splatoon, I think you should just have the online feature be a separate thing. And maybe access different things with the online. Like, maybe, like, with the online, you could play with your friend, like, across the world or something, but then people would complain about that. So, I don't know. I think there should just be, like, the basic play for free online. And being able to upload your stuff for free online. And do stuff like ghost runs, multiplayer, competitions or something like that with the $20 a year, mind you, online pass. So that's my thought on it. But it is a really great game regardless. 1. This is always... Whenever I do these lists, I always think of, like, which game is near flawless? How many bugs does it have? Are the bugs really annoying to stop gameplay? How's the acting? Do I get pissed off when I play the game? Like, for reasons other than it's hard, or like how does the game play? And just about almost every single time I find one game that I have very little, if any, complaints about, and this year it's Borderlands 3. Now, this game is solid still. It still delivers everything you want from a Borderlands game. It's still good. It's still a really, really fun experience, and it doesn't feel overdone. And that's how you do a game. That's how you do a game franchise. And for once, I'm not sitting here thinking, I hope they do an okay job with the 4th one. Or it's like, maybe they should stop now before they ruin what they've got. I mean, if they stop now, they've got a solid trilogy. But if they make a 4th game, I feel like they have a solid quadrilogy. So, Borderlands 3 gets my top. Yay! Confetti! I don't edit that much. So that's my top 10 list. I'm sorry if I rambled on. That's why I include the little chapter things down in the scrub bar in the description. If you were like, okay, I get why you're doing this, let's just skip to the next one. So every time I challenge you guys to let me know what your top 10 was. And you don't need to explain it. You could be just like, here's the top 10, 10, 9, 8, 7. And I'll look at it and be like, oh, okay, cool. And I won't be like, oh, you're wrong or you're dumb. Because if you actually like a really bad game, and even if it's for the fact that it's a really bad game, then that is your decision and that is a valid opinion. So go ahead, post it down in the comment section. Leave a video if you've done a video. And check out my other top 10s. And just generally have a good day. And don't be a bad person. And until next time, stay white and nerdy.